Hey guys, I'm your host Lopi, and you're watching Domicile Live. Today, I have the pleasure of introducing iconic DJ producer duo all the way from Colombia, Common Poetry. Hi guys, how are you? Welcome back to Miami. It's not your first time here. You guys are not domicile newcomers. I would like to firstly say happy birthday. It's basically your birthday, and I'm happy that you're spending it with the domicile family. So one question that I always had, which I know the viewers also have had from the beginning, how does this even happen? It's like a rave love story that everyone thinks of in their head, and it rarely ever comes true. But you guys have been doing this for the longest time ever. How did you guys even meet? Like before the music, before anything?
Yeah, actually, it was like a movie. We met in the middle of the club with the strobe lights, and it was like chemistry. Since the first moment we saw each other, I think it was pure love, and it was very special because we were enjoying our style of music. In that moment, it was techno, very mental and hypnotic, and I think it connected us like deeply. But do you want to say something?
No, that's fine.
So I want to know what your thought process in the time was, because you guys met at a rave, correct? So you guys didn't have mutual friends? No? You met through mutual friends? So you guys came together. What was your thought process and what was your thought process?
Okay, so actually at this party, um, a friend, the owner of a queer, like super iconic queer party in Bogota, he presented us, and as Sebastian said, it was like a movie. Like, actually, he said to me, like, I need to introduce you to this guy because I don't know. I just need to. And actually, like 7 years after, we're still together. So indeed, it's like a rave love story.
Wow. And so were you guys doing or working on music before you guys were going to the rave? So you guys were individually working on your own music. What were you guys' name before you guys became Common Poetry?
Okay. I am from Bogota, so my background in the techno scene was very influenced by techno, classic, mental, and hypnotic, as Oscar Mulero, Adriana Lopez, this kind of artist. So my AKA in that moment was Mental State, and I was playing in different venues in Colombia as Baum or Villares Londres in that moment. And well, it's me by my side 8 years ago.
And I was born in Cali, Colombia, and my background was more like minimal tech. So, like Minus and Magda, Richie Houghton, and Geyser, all this kind of minimal scene was like super powerful at this time. I'm talking about like 9 years ago, maybe. And I was like so young going to these raves in the middle of the jungle, kind of like outside Cali. They were like close to the airport, and it was like super underground. And after this I went to awakenings and like 3 or 4 festivals in Europe, and this completely changed my life. Like after this trip, and I went twice, like 2 summers, and after this I totally decided that this was like my passion, and that I would go like totally go for it. And after this I met, well, like before I traveled to Europe, I met Sebastian, and I brought like one vinyl from an amazing label, Jealous God, from Silent Servant. the, do you know this? Yeah. So I bought like one iconic vinyl from this label, and I brought it to Colombia as a gift to Sebastian. And it was like music has always been there for us.
Yeah. For me, it was very special because 9 or 10 years ago, not so many people know about this kind of music or artist. or so it was very special. As I said, I think music is the thing that connected us since the beginning.
Yeah, no, I completely agree. It doesn't matter the culture or country or race you are. Music is one thing that translates. You don't have to speak the language of the music. It could be in German, and we're all still like, it's still exactly, it's just it's food and music. You can always connect through that. So individually, because when you guys met, you already had a music background and you're already working on your own music. You told me how you went to your first festival and that what's made you wanted to work on what you wanted to work on and become a DJ and producer. What made you? Why did you get up one day and you're like, honestly, I'm gonna do it? Like what?
Well, actually, I study advertising, and I was like really into it. But since I don't know, 15 years ago, I was really involved with the underground scene from Bogota. And I'm talking about dubstep, drum and bass, hard techno, a bit of punk. Radical Styles is one of the biggest. Yeah, it's one of the biggest hard bass and drum and bass festivals in South America.
And hardcore.
Yeah, actually, they have presented Anger Fist maybe 3 times, so they were part of my inspiration in that moment, to see this community that you can create in the underground events, and how electronic music can connect a lot of people. It doesn't matter, as you say, the race, the economy, the education. It's just about music. It's just about love and community. So when I saw that, I said like I really want to do something that can express like my emotions or feelings with other people, and that's why I choose DJing. And as I said, I was studying advertising and a lot of knowledge that right now it helps us to express and communicate our project in a better way. When we produce like an artwork or an event or even music, we can always connect with a lot of different concepts. And I think when you uh, like join a lot of disciplines or art aesthetics into one project, you can create something bigger.
Oh yeah. No, absolutely insane. I love like especially concepts that people don't even think would even work together. Being able to put it together is amazing. And so what was so I know you guys met separately at a rave and then ended up talking to each other and then you guys realize you guys have common interests. You guys are both are working on your music separately. What was it that you guys decide like, okay, we are going to do this together? What made you guys think like, oh, now we are a B2B group, we're a duo, we're going to do this together?
Actually, it was like really natural. Because we did our first Rubbermind. Rubbermind is our label, and also we do some events in Bogota. We had Nicolina actually, more sure, like some really good artists. Cara, yeah, we had on a stage at Baum Festival. Baum is one of the biggest electronic music festivals from Colombia and Latin America. I would say definitely is they are pioneers. And we had on stage there with Nusha, Leon Roberts, Cara, who else? Last year, Angel Carel, like amazing artist. Noise Mafia, he's from Colombia, but he's killing it. We play as well, and it was amazing. And actually, at our first Rubber Mind, we had like one slot, So we talk about it, and we said like, okay, let's go for it. We mix. Yeah, exactly. Like, should we play like separately or should we like go for it and just mix together? And we try before like mixing together and we like totally flow and it was like natural, it was perfect. So after this, we just decided like the name, like instantly.
How did you guys come up with the name? That's another thing. How did the name come?
Common poetry is the way like how we see life, like we prefer to see life as something beautiful and poetic, besides like all the horrible stuff that we live in, so we can see the beauty of the common stuff that sometimes like people avoid, like observing it and appreciating it, so that's common poetry for us, like life, love, poetry, art, and music. It's like it's so poetic.
Yeah, no, there's always beauty to find in the destruction, because we live in a regular world, and finding the beauty in the destruction is what keeps us sane and alive. Do you guys, by any chance, remember how the emotions you guys felt during your first gig together? Like your first big common poetry gig, because you guys were already DJing separately. So you guys are not new to DJing, but DJing together, your first big gig, there are hundreds of people in front of you. What was the feeling that was rushing through both of you guys' head?
We were really excited since the beginning. Like for us, playing together is like telepathy. Sometimes we don't need to speak each other because we just know what's gonna happen next, and we connect since the first moment. That every time we play, it's like magic and a new challenge, and we can create and explore different techniques or effects or ways to mix, and that's beautiful. Like we really enjoy it.
And also, like at our first gig, we were super excited. Um, but I remember more when we played for 10,000 people. Yeah, like that's like a more recent feeling when we play with Sara Landry in Bogota. For Rebels, we are part of this collective that it's like huge, and actually in Latin America it's in Mexico, Costa Rica, Ecuador, Colombia, Chile, Brazil. Like it's crazy this collective, and we are residents there, and we played there, and like for 10K people, it was like the most magical feeling ever, because like you can totally like experience a different kind of energy. Like it's so powerful that it's like overwhelming, I must say. Yeah.
Yeah, it was 1 year ago. I think it was the biggest sold out by Sarah Landry, and they invited us to do the warm up. It was beautiful, like one of the biggest moments in our career. I have to say.
And do you guys play separately at all? Individually?
No, no, no. Right now we just play as common poetry, and in the last 5 years, we were really into DJing, but right now we are planning to go for producing and creating a lot of music. Right now, we just released a track on Innergate, this German record label. You should play it. It's called Speed, and it's everywhere. And at the end of this month, we will release another track on Sonax Records, one of the like biggest hard techno labels worldwide. And so, yeah, this year we plan to produce and release a lot of music.
And so I heard a birdie told me that you guys are hip hop fans, which is I wouldn't say rare. Hip hop is more palatable to the people, but you guys are hip hop fans. So who are individually your guys' favorite rappers?
More than hip hop, we really like trap, and actually, we would like to mix some elements of trap into hard techno. We're planning it, so you will see and listen really soon. But in the US, I would say Future and Latin American artist John Chimmy is one of our favorites.
Yeah. Also, I must say that I like also reggaeton. I was born in Cali, so I love reggaeton and I love Colombian reggaeton. That's something that I listen a lot to, but also trap, as Sebastian said. We love Young Chini.
Well, there is a lot.
Yeah, Cris R from Colombia, but it's like really nasty shit. Like let's don't talk like politics. Yeah, cuz I'm out of that shit. If we're talking about trap, I'm sorry guys.
We're in the techno community. We're in the rave community. Please, there's no filter here. That's the whole point. That's the whole point. There's no filter. It's a safe space. Um, and do you guys, by any chance, like as one, maybe you guys have the thought individually, but actually, yes, I want to hear both of you guys' opinion on this. As common poetry in today's day and age, and do you guys have a dream collab that you guys want to do? Like one person that you would do a dream collab with?
That's a really good question. Um, well,
I have one.
yeah,
Mm, Miss Kate and Mad Dog.
Okay.
that's pretty sick.
That's
We played with Mad Dog in Paris
yes.
at the T7 club.
The B2B2B.
No, no, no. We did the warm up for him. He did the
Oh,
closing set. But the club is insane. You can see the Eiffel Tower since the club, like from the club,
oh wow.
and it's full of crystal. It's so beautiful. Uh, I would say like SNTS. It's a very interesting artist that we would like to do something with him. And sometimes we don't like to think more like a lot about it. It's like natural. You see, it will happen. Yeah, if you keep working, sometimes life can surprise you as well. Like
Which obviously worked for you guys because look at you now, you guys didn't sit and plan like this rave that I'm going to, I will find the love of my life and will become common poetry, it just happened. And I know you guys flew from Colombia here. What upcoming gigs do you guys have that are coming? If you can tell us.
Well, I just can say that we're planning Euro tour, um, a big one, and maybe India this year. So I'm super excited about it.
Oh my gosh, India. That's whoa, that's awesome. And are you guys working on any current projects that are coming up that you're allowed to tell us, of course? We don't want to break any NDAs or anything. Are you guys allowed to tell us about anything you guys are currently working on?
well, there are some labels that we cannot say where are we going to release, but this year we want to produce a lot of video clips. So we're working on it. Like a lot of our tracks will have new video clips and new projects are coming very soon.
And also, we will involve more like Spanish vocals, because we want like to connect more with our Latin roots and like our own language. And this is really cool because it's getting like super hype right now. It's getting bigger and bigger, so it's a perfect moment to explore like our own vocals. And also about video clips, we will also involve like more Colombian culture to express more like our roots and connect everything, make it super big.
No, I really love that. I especially love like when sometimes DJs and producers they involve like their tracks that they make like group chants of protests in their country. They'll put that into their track, or like a clip of the news, the recent news of the politics that are happening in their country. They'll put that like on an intro and then a hard beat drop, just to express your culture. And I think that's necessary. You guys got this far as people to give a message out. It's not just about making money and being big. You guys have a voice and you guys are using it. And I think that's very commendable. And one last but not least, there is there's a couple that is home right now watching you guys, and they are grinding their ass off and they're scared to do their first gig or make their first track. What advice individually do you have for those people? Like, there's a guy that is home and he's working on his music and he's just scared to, go out there. And there's a girl that is looking up to you as a beautiful woman that you are. And they're just terrified to make the first step. What advice do you have for them?
Well, I must say that like the most important thing when you're an artist is to keep believing in yourself. Like even if some doors close, like many doors will open in the future if you just keep going and keep believing in yourself and keep believing in your art, because each of one, like we are all special and unique and we all have like our own voice. So just follow your inner voice, and like doors and dreams and everything will like manifest in this reality because you are in control of your destiny.
I would say that it's very important to trust in you, but it's also necessary to push yourself and be disciplined and have like take this very serious because it's not an easy way. You have to really push yourself to create better songs, to mix in a better way, to be responsible, to, have like everything connected to grow as an artist, as an independent artist. So I think it's important to trust yourself, but also push yourself to the limit.
And one last thing that I noticed, I don't know if we can get this in, but I saw your emerald earring and then I looked at your ears. They look, turn to the camera. You guys show your ears. They have matching freaking earrings in right now. And that is the cutest thing ever.
Emeralds are very symbolic and special in our Colombian culture, so we really like to use it.
That is literally amazing, guys. And that was so powerful. And right there, guys, you have it, the love and power and motivation from Common Poetry. And you were watching Domicile Live.